Hey folks, welcome to BlackCross Gameplay, and today's game we're going to be playing Shovel Knight. This game has boomed big. I mean, it first went from a Kickstarter game to all of a sudden becoming something as big as being released on multiple systems, and it's just unbelievably ridiculous. It's just, I don't think a game could get this grossly impressive as it has now. And I'm gonna be playing it for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Long ago, the land was untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels together ended at the Tower of Fate when a cursed amulet wrought the terrible magic. When Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. His spirit broken, a grieving Shovel Knight went into a life of solitude. But without champions, the land was seized by a foul power, the Enchantress and her Order of No Quarter. Now the tower is unsealed and devastation's loam. A new adventure is about to begin! Alright, let's get started, alright? Okay. It's shoveling time! Yeah, shoveling time! Okay, so, this game sort of resembles the older platforming styles of the old gaming world. And, if it looks like I'm doing really good, it's because of the fact that I have played the beginning level so many times. I mean, I was wanting to play this, whenever I first got done downloading it, and I tried it out. And I told myself that I had to preserve my belief in wanting a first-time playthrough of a Let's Play series. And naturally, I'm going to be rocking for this first portion, but afterwards, it's going to be difficult for me. I'm not much of a platformer, more like a 3D platformer, really, in all honesty. But Delmar, my younger brother, which if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you need to. He had a Shovel Knight on his Wii U, and I was interested in the game, and I was like, is it good? He's like, it's really good. So I was like, okay, can I play it on the Wii U? He said, sure! So then, well, dadgummit. So I was playing on the Wii U. I was playing the Spencer Knight stage, and I just immediately wanted to play the game that badly. It was that good. And I'm glad that I got a chance to play it. And yeah, this game's just a combination of, oh, look at the dragon! Oh, look at the dragon! Yeah, I love it. And look at it, it's breathing bubbles. Oh man, this game is delightful. I love dragons. They're my favorite creature of anything, really. I love dragons. I can't help myself. But, yeah, the funny thing is that this game was released for, it was a Kickstarter, and it reached all of its stretch goals. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know how quickly it reached its stretch goals, but it reached it quite quickly to a point where it's going to be released for all systems. In fact, the funny thing is that it was first released for Steam and PCs and all this stuff, and it later on was released for Wii U, 3DS, I believe. Yeah, 3DS, and then it eventually saw a release for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 just this last month, actually. And I've heard that it's going to be released. Excuse me. It's going to be released for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One just in the next few days. which that's amazing in my opinion. It's just, you know, you did a fine job whenever a game like that just, it reaches all the stretch goals and is able to, you know, just create, there we go, create just a vast majority of a humongous, just, I love it. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people are going to be sassing me whenever I say this, but I believe, I have a firm belief, and that firm belief is that if a game is popular enough, or any game for that matter, it should be released for all systems. And while most people would probably be like, no, we need more exclusives, I have my reasons for why it should be released for multiple systems. One of those reasons being is that, you know, you have the fact that no one gets left out of the loop. No gamer should be left out of all the fun in games. Nobody. Everyone should have an equal opportunity chance to actually play any game they want. And some people might disagree with that, but that's what I think. That's just my opinion. And I say this because there is a lot of players out there who have had games that they've been wanting to play but couldn't due to the fact that they had the particular system that they had gotten. Like, for instance, most PlayStation owners wanted to play the game Gears of War and Halo. Well, back when Halo was actually good, of course. There was a lot of people that wanted to play Halo and Gears of War but couldn't due to the fact that it was released for the Xbox 360. And then there was a lot of people that had an Xbox that wanted to play God of War, or for that matter, some of the other titles like Devil May Cry, or even trying to think of other games that was released only for the PlayStation, but couldn't due to the fact that it was released just for that particular system. And, I mean, it's kind of sad, really, whenever you know that there are games out there that people want to play, but couldn't due to the fact that they only had one system. And it's very understandable. But then there's also some people that are like, oh, well, this system is better than those systems, and it's like, that's just immature-ish is what I'm just saying that people that think a system is better than another system when in reality there are games that they were wanting to play, I'm sure there's someone out there kind of understands where I'm getting at. And it's kind of sad, really, that there aren't that many games that are being released on multiple systems. But thank goodness that today's day and age, today's gen of gaming, we're going to see a change in that. I say that because lately there's been a lot of Kickstarter games. And I mean, yeah, I get it. It's technically called indie games, but there are a lot of games that are being released, and it's coming from the Kickstarter series. I like to call it the Kickstarter series. I don't know what website it's called, but there are these individual game companies that are making these games, and it's unbelievable. Like, Shovel Knight was the first one to start it off, and then you've got Mighty Number 9, which, that thing always gives me trouble. I don't know why, it just does. That small little ledge, it's just little tiny ledge. But anyway, there we go. Okay, but for some reason though, Mighty Number 9, which is technically being phrased as the spiritual successor to Mega Man. And I think that's great because Mega Man has been asked for a long time now. I mean, a lot of fans have been requesting Mega Man, and Capcom has not delivered at all. In fact, it chooses not to. I don't know why, because you would think a game as popular as Mega Man would be able to see a release, and it hasn't. I don't know why, I don't understand it. But then again, who knows? Maybe they have their reasons. Maybe they don't know what they want to do with Mega Man. But it seems that Mighty Number 9 is going to be the next line of Mega Man games. Which is great because a lot of people have been asking for Mega Man. And, I mean, originally it was going to be released sometime this last April, but it never got released. Apparently it got pushed back for September because it's going to have a, I'm not even going to worry about those bags because they're going to be quite the pain to get. But anyway, it's being pushed back for September because it's going to have a physical copy, which I love. So, here comes the boss. Oh, Black Knight. I love how it just has a shovel. Okay. I knew you'd show your face sooner or later, the cerulean coward. Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. Stand aside, Black Knight. I've no quarrel with you. I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time away has dulled your senses. Can't you see? This entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. But none of that matters, because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steal thy shovel! Oh gosh. But yeah, this game, along with Mighty Number 9, is I'm glad they're making a comeback because it's games like that that needs to be heavily praised for. And I was about to say I'm kicking ass here, aren't I? There we go. I was about to say I was kicking so much ass at this rate. But anyway, there we go. I was getting a little distracted here. But, as I was saying, there's another game that's being released as a Kickstarter by Playtonic Games called, Ukulele, I think is what it's called. And the cool thing is, this is a sequence in which Shovel Knight, dreams of catching Shield Knight. I think it's adorable. But, Ukulele is being made by a small group of people who worked with Rare on the Banjo-Kazooie games. And the fact that it's reached such a high... There we go. It reached such a high appraisal. A lot of people are now looking forward to this game. In fact, from the way it sounds like it'll be released sometime next year, which is great because that means that that's another game that I can add on to the roster for my playthrough. Oh, okay, I gotta go to the village. Alrighty. Halt! No weapons! We have enough to worry about lately without everyone swinging swords around. Oh, that's no weapon, just a shovel. You may enter. You may enter then. And don't forget, press up D-pad to talk to everyone. He just has that little ninja look. Oh gosh. But I mean, this game just has a big... it's very delightful is what I'm trying to say. It's very, 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 very delightful. And I love it. I can't help myself. But the good thing is that these games that are getting Kickstarters, that are being released for multiple systems, are basically coming out of the loop. And the best part is they feature old gameplay styles. And I think that's great because that means that my fears are completely erased. And what I mean by fears, I mean at first I thought that the whole ideal of actual gameplay, and it was all about how the game had to be realistic, it has to be more like a movie and stuff like that. It was kind of depressing, really. I thought to myself that I would never enjoy games again because of the fact that, you know, there was no longer a way to enjoy video games again. Anyway, Decision. Should I extend my magic or health, or just eat a can? Meh. Why not buy my meal ticket and help narrow my options? Meh. Okay, I'm gonna take a meal ticket. Okay. A meal ticket, hand it to me. I'll get to work on my best recipe. I'll dazzle your plate in no time or less. So bon appetit and pardon the mess. Oh gosh, he's like, I'm gonna cook you up with something nice. It's very, very nice. Spinach. Ugh. I hate spinach. But anyway, I played this level so many times at this rate, so I just basically want to go ahead and just get caught up. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these games that are being released, and I'm glad that they are being released, because that means that people get to enjoy these games. And it's just, like I said before, I was worried whenever I saw the PS4 and Xbox One graphics. I was afraid that the whole video game genre was going to be nothing more than just, you know, just, it wasn't going to be anything except for being all about gameplay. And I didn't like it. It just, I would prefer more gameplay and less story. And while Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game of all time, the gameplay is great, but it has a very complex story, which I have my love and relationship with them. I don't really care much for complex gameplay, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I have my relationships with complex stories. Some of them are good, and some of them are just so confused that they have no reason. And I love this. It's a Trapple King, an apple, and a trout and a apple. It's cute. Who has awakened me, mortal? Does thou need aid? Yes. I sense a troubled chalice. I can feel it with magical ichor. That's pronounced ichor. Choose your ichor wisely. Okay, so the red ichor reveals your health and magic. The blue basically makes you invincible for 10 seconds. And the yellow basically allows you to absorb nearby treasure for 60 seconds. Those two I don't think I would use. The red would be more significant in my opinion. Subject: a new intake joins us. The ceremony shall commence. And I love this. I love this. It's like a little cartoon fish. It's like, yay! Look at me dance! Look at me dance! Oh gosh. Oh man, this game is just, it's very lovely. Oh gosh. I'm so glad I downloaded this game. Which, for what it is, it was only like, it was barely 200 megabytes, which, if you don't know data, there's kilobytes, megabytes, and gigabytes. And Shovel Knight got done downloaded first, relatively quickly. In fact, it didn't take but maybe a few hours, with my slow-ass internet connection as it is. And then there's Last of Us, which still has about 10 gigs left for downloading. Gosh, it's ridiculously stupid. Fare thee well, Shovel Knight. Return if thou hast need of my aid again. And I shall. But that's all the time that I have for this episode right now. So, the next episode, we will go to Primore Keep, the lair of King Knight. So, I'll catch you all in the next episode. And this is BlackCross, signing off. Take care, guys.